Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about TCP dump and how we can use it efficiently. So, if you have not watched my previous video where I have discussed what is a packet and how we can capture it, so in that video, I have also covered about these tools. But let me just give a detailed overview of how this tool works and obviously what this tool is about. So, let's start with it. So, what is TCP dump? So, TCP dump is a packet capturing tool. Okay, so how it generally capture packets and what is packet? If you have not seen my previous video, just watch this before watching this video. So packet is nothing but an information which we are sending over the wire. Okay, so in what is TCP dump? So TCP dump is a packet capturing tool. So this is a CLI based tool. Okay, CLI means command line interface. If you are familiar with the Linux terminal, this can be used binary directly on the terminal. And if you are also a Windows user, then you can see this binary you can use over the PowerShell as well. So we can use this CLI based tool to capture the packets, where generally it is used is if we don't have any UI graphical like display manager, or we have any don't have any uh, like we don't have actually GUI enabled device, so we can actually use on the terminal as well. Without seeing the GUI, we can all see all the information about the packet there. What we can see here is like if we send any information, if we send any data or from our PC. So for example, this is our PC1, and this is our router. Okay, so if we send any data over the this network, so if we will be having, for example, Wi-Fi, and if we send any data to the over the Wi-Fi to the router, so from the there is a one library also, which is, so there is generally one library which all that these tools, the TCP dump, Wireshark, or these all tools use, which is called as a leap pcap. So this library used by this tool. So for example, if you're sending some packet from here, let's just assume ping. So we are trying to ping this router, and when we are sending ping, right, so when it goes reach to the kernel layer, so before just wire it, there is one buffer where packets are stored, packet buffer. uh, Buffer in the sense, because packets could be coming from more speed, right, and our PC has to send the particular bytes over the wire. So they generally try to queue the packets, right, because applications are generally fast to send all the information, so they generally maintain one queue, and where they send, they put the packets, packet 1, and then there will be packet 2, and like that all the packet will be put in the queue, and then they will pick one by one based on the first in first out principle. Okay, that's how queue works. So in the queue, before entering into the queue, they generally take this packet, and they these tools generally show it to the user if anybody wants to see what we are actually sending over the wire. So that's how TCP dump and Wireshark, they pick the packet from this before the queue, and they just try to see the packet. Okay, so when we run TCP dump, so they use this library and pick the packet. So what the information we can see, I mean, literally every information we want to see in a packet. So if we are sending ping packet, I mean, if you're using ping binary, and so ping binary generally use ICMP packet, ICMP protocol. So in the ICMP, you will be seeing mostly three layers, which are our ICMP header, which will be appended or encapsulated by. Uh, so this will be the ICMP header here, and here we will be having directly IPv4, and then just Ethernet header. You will be wondering why TCP or UDP is not there, because they don't use TCP or UDP in ICMP. So these three packet header information is there, and we can see all this information in TCP dump. So rather than explaining theoretically, let me just give a demonstration how we can use this tool efficiently. So there are a lot of command line arguments we can pass through this tool, and so that we can capture it and make it better, like to use. Okay, so first of all, let me just tell like which interface I'm capturing on. So we have to be pretty sure if we are actually capturing on which interface. Okay, we can capture on all interface traffic also in TCP dump, but that's not a efficient use, right? Because if we are communicating through, we have containers running in our machine also, so they will be communicating over one virtual interface. So that traffic will also be captured in by TCP dump. So the general practice is we have to be pretty much sure which interface we are going to capture. So this is just a shell of our machine, and this is my local IP, as you can see, 172.20.10.14. This is my local machine IP. And so what I can do here is basically I can just use TCP dump like that, and hyphen I, and hyphen I is just for provide the interface, and I can just mention TCP dump hyphen I en0, and I can just start the packet capturing. So it will start it, right? So okay, so there are some packets, internal traffic is also flowing. So let me just open one more tab, and I can just ping. Let's just ping 8.8, which is our Google's DNS server. Okay, so let's just, okay, I just accidentally closed it. Here's our terminal. So let me just tell which interface I'm going to capture. So EN0 is the interface I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to start TCP dump hyphen I EN0, and it's going to start packet capturing, and I can just start open another tab, and I can just ping Google's DNS server, and I can see here packets are flowing. And then in the second tab I can just stop this traffic sending. I can stop it here. So here if you see in we can see can see echo request and echo reply packets going on, because this is the packet they generally use in ping, right? ICMP echo requests. So my machine sent IP, and so 172.20.10.14 it sent to DNS Google server, and then DNS Google replied with the 172.20.14. This is how the packet we can see. So this is just a normal command we can just use. And what are the advanced arguments we can use to see detailed information? Okay, one is like I can just as you see, if I just enter it like this, there will be some communication my machine is doing. Like as you can see, a lot of packets are coming. So how to prevent from this? We can just mention ICMP. So it will only show ICMP packets, not anything else. Like we apply filter in Wireshark, right? So if I run it again, and let's just take this for demonstration, and we can see here the packets only ICMP. So here we can apply filters. So if you are sending some packets, so there will be ARP, DSCP, or anything like that, you can mention your protocol filter here. Okay, so that's the one thing. Okay, so same packet, if I want to see in detail, so there are some like NN we can use, and then I we have to pass because we have to provide interface after that. And then is generally used, we have to, if you want to see, because if you see here, if you see dns.google is shown here. I don't know what is DNS Google, right? I just pinged one a.8 server. How did it mention Google? How did it mention is basically it knows like a.8 is a DNS Google's IP, so it mentioning dns.google domain name as a IP in this information app. If I just mention this and then I try to ping, you can see here it changed it to 8.8. Okay, so we are explicitly telling this TCP dump to show us information which is actually there. Don't assign any domain names, even if you know them, even if you have picked them from a DNS cache. Still, don't put any names. Just tell us exactly IP addresses. Don't resolve this host names, right? Don't put host names. So that's why we are able to see this information. What are other useful parameters we can use? We can use EE. Okay, EE or E also is we can use. And apart from E, there is one verbose V. Okay, as you see here in temporary help command, hyphen V or hyphen VV. So the more V you put in the command, the more detailed verbose output will be shown. If I just put one E, and let's just put V for now, and then if I just ping it, let's just ping 3 packets. Yes. Okay, if I just go now, you see there is some extra fields we are seeing. Earlier, we are just able to see the source IP, destination IP, but here we are able to see some more fields like TTL and ID like this. At every packet, we are able to see one more thing, right? One more detail. So this is about the packet detail. So how verbose this is. If I put one more V, let's just see, and let's just run it again, and let's just stop it. And now we are able to see. Okay, so there is not that much difference in the ICMP packet. Maybe there are not much details to show. Let me push to one more V. You can go up to, I think, 3 Vs there. I don't think there is any more detailed information available. But like this is how we can see the detailed messages. So I mean, if there is any much detail, then it will we will show the more verbose will show all these details. But in ICMP, this very small packet, it's very small packet respect to the other application level protocols, because this packet is so small. Like we are generally use this packet just to do the health monitoring, like just to check whether that system is alive or not. So this is very this is very control messages in use. Okay, apart from VEV, what are other fields we can use? EE. EE is generally tries to tell us the Ethernet information, Ethernet header. So we can use this also. Let's just see. Okay, so as you can see here, we are able to see Ethernet information. So in this echo request packet, we are able to see source MAC address. Okay, let me just show you guys what is source MAC address. Okay, sorry, this is the packet first. So it will show the Ethernet header first, and then it will show this IP header, echo request and all. This IP header. Okay, so this is our first packet. So it is going from my machine to the my mobiles, because I'm connected to my mobile hotspot. So it is going to that. So my source address is let's just see last these three 6A BC AB. So this is our source MAC address. And if you see here, 6A BC AB, here is my MAC address. So the source, the Ethernet information we can see with this EE parameter. Okay, so this is one thing. If you want to see little bit about hexadecimal information, because as we have seen in Wireshark, we are able to see some hex codes. So we can just pass XX, and let's just see. Now you will see a lot of hex codes. So this is just nothing but the same information present in hex code. Okay, so let's me just tell you how is the same information. If you see this MAC address, which is my destination MAC address for ICM echo reply, because my mobile, my router is replying me. So if you see this 6A BCAB, it's written as it is BCAB. I mean, it is written like exactly how it is used. So here also 6A C2, right? 6A C2. So all these hex bytes written like this. Okay, so that's why they are generally directly hex is easier to sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's difficult to read. That totally depends on the person to person, but this is how we can extract the hex code information. Okay, so this is one thing. What else? So apart from this, if you just want to see all this detail rather than having going through the CLI, and you just are very user friendly. Okay, so if you want to use it and you don't have GUI, right? You cannot see these packets in Wireshark, because you cannot run the application, because that's not a GUI friendly application, right? So what's the side thing you can, for example, you're working on a embedded device or any device like Ubuntu server or anything which doesn't have a GUI. So what you can do in that case is you can use TCP dump, but you can save this packet. Okay, let's just drop this filter, and you can just save this packet. -w is the command to save this packet, and you can give any name. Okay, let me run in my desktop, because I will try to save it there. But you can also mention path or TCP dump .pcap. So pcap is the extension used by Wireshark to save any packet information. So we can use this, and then just try to send some in packets. Okay. So if you just control C, it will tell you how many packets are received. 15 packets. Okay. So overall packets, it doesn't matter ICMP or anything, because we didn't apply any filter. So it receives all the packet, and they are saved in this file TCP cap. and you can save this into the file, and then you can later see this file loaded into the Wireshark. So let me just quickly show that also. Okay, let me just see control if we can open. Here we can see TCP dump pcap, right? So as you can see, this is the packet header information. Just run open and continue without saving. Let's just delete the filter for now. As you can see, it is trying to tell us the same information which we have captured there. So echo request is our my system's IP, which I have just explained, and I was trying to ping 8.8. So here you can see all the packets: echo request, ping reply, request, reply, and then all this information we can see whichever we captured via TCP dump in the Wireshark. We can see this, right? So this is like if you are very user friendly, then you can just capture the packet on the device, and you can see in the Wireshark, because it's easier to see all these details right in the Wireshark rather than just the tool. So we have the all header information here. So this is how you can work around if you don't have GUI. Okay, so that's all I wanted to explain about TCP dump tool here. So I hope you got the idea, and see you in the next one. Thank you.